You know, Sidhu was our brother, so what we do, you know, there's so many non-Sikhs here as well, but as the people from the Sikh faith, we start everything with Ardas and we finish everything with Ardas, thanking Maharaj for giving us this opportunity. Waheguru, Waheguru Ji. Ek Onkar Shri Waheguru Ji ki Fateh, Shri Bhagauti Ji Sahai, Var Shri Bhagauti Ji ki Paashahi Dasme, Pritham Bhagauti Simr Kya Guru Nanak Lain Te Aaye, Fir Angat Gur Te Amardas Ramdas Sai Hoye Sahai, Arjan Har Gobind No Simro Sri Rai, Sri Har Krishna Te Aaye, Jis Titthe Sab Dukh Jaye, Teg Bahadur Simriye Karna Une Daave Taye, Sab Thaai Hoye Sahai, Tan 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 Sahib Shri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, Shahenshah Wali, Sab Saai Hoye Sahai, Tan 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 Sahib Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj da Paath da Dhyan ਕਰਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੰਜ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਚਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬਜ਼ਾਦੇ 40 ਮੁਖ ਤੇ ਹਠੀਆਂ ਜਪੀਆਂ ਤਪੀਆਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਵੰਡ ਛਕਿਆ ਦੇਗ ਚਲਾਈ ਦੇਗ ਵਾਜ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਅੰਡਿਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਤਿਨਾਂ ਪਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਸਚਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਾਂ Today we've gathered in remembrance for our brother Sidhu Moosewala. Sache Basha, please give us the energy, give us the love and compassion that you shower everybody, your creation with, to accept this will of your Bana. Sache Basha, this is very hard to take for all of us, for the family, for the Sangat, for the whole Panth, for the whole world, who have lost a gem and a diamond in Sidhu Moosewala, our brother. Sache Basha Ji, we may make mistakes, we may have made mistakes as your children, starting this event, during this event, and at the end of the event. These are your children, Sache Basha Ji. Please, please, please bless us and make this show, this vigil go smoothly. Sache Basha, keep Sidhu in our hearts. May his legacy live on forever. And this is the month of June 1984. Many mothers and fathers lost their sons and daughters. May we remember them as well, Sache Basha Ji. Sache Basha, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, let's carry on with the vigil. ਅੱਖਰ ਵਾਧਾ ਘਾਟਾ ਭੁੱਲ ਚੁੱਕ ਮਾਫ ਕਰਨੀ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਤੇ ਕਾਰਜਾਸ ਕਰਨੇ ਸਹੀ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਮੇਲ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਿਲੇ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਚਿਤਾਵੇ ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਪਾਉਣੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਜਗਾਰੇ ਜਾਵੇ ਫਤਿਹ ਪਾਵੇ ਨਿਹਾਲ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਗੁਰਬਰਿਆ ਅਕਾਲ ਹੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਦੇਖ ਦੇਖ ਫਤਿਹ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਦੀ ਹਰ ਮੈਦਾਨ ਫਤਿਹ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ
Good Fateh Sangat Ji. Firstly, I just want to start off by saying thank you all for coming. Sidhu Moosewala was one of our own, one of our brothers, and at a loss of one of our own, it's amazing to see the support and the legacy that he has left behind. It's amazing to see how we've just gathered here in such a short period of time. It just shows that the love and compassion that we have for one another, and may we always kind of keep that, uphold that. Also want to thank the organizer for organizing this on such short notice, and it's just amazing to see just so many people come together as one. Sorry. Okay, so Sidhu Moosewala was actually one of our brothers, and as a brother, he's left a legacy which is kind of unheard of, and he's done it in such a way, in such an elegant way, where he's literally made everyone fall in love with who he was as a person. Now, that comes from the spirit of Sikhi. That always comes from our upbringing, and our upbringing is our roots, and that root has always been the core of us. So who are we? Who are we as Sikhs, and what are we here to do? As Sikhs, we are here to create dharam. Now, dharam means righteousness, which is the quality of being virtuous, honorable, and morally right. Sant Jagga Singh Ji once said, I do not fear physical death, but when my consciousness dies, that is the real death. So, we were given a hukum by Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj to understand politics. So if you look at hukum number 28, it says study and learn politics. Because why? In this game right now, what's happening, especially in India, if we're looking at this, there's a lot of political play which is going on. And if we are unable to understand what is going on a political level, then we're not going to be able to understand exactly what is going on. Since 1984 till now, there has been countless shaheeds that have come forth. Right? So if we do not understand this political play, there's going to be continuously happening. So we as Sikhs got to unite, and we as Sikhs have got to put together systems in place where we become the voice. Now, Sidhu Moosewala was trying to do that through his voice. There's a reason why he went into politics. So now a lot of people, what they don't understand is that when he chose a party to go into, not because he was just a singer and he wanted to just sing. So if you look at recently, there was a post that I read that he was actually looking after the people of Punjab, his Pind. And on one of the interviews that he did, Shodan Bajwa kind of shared it on her Instagram story, and I was listening to that. He said, how many music artists do you know? There are about 10,000 music artists in Punjab right now, but how many of them do actually stay in Punjab? Most of them actually want to go out. Why is that? Why is Punjab in such a turmoil right now? So there has been systematic things that has happened, which has led to where we are right now, which is why we have lost our brother today. So our brother was actually trying to raise voice for Punjab to get Punjab back to its roots and fight for our average common person. So he was someone that was looking after our brothers and sisters by making sure they're educated, making sure that if someone wanted to study in his bin, he would actually pay for that. And not only that, someone like Drake shouting him out just shows the level of respect that he would have had. So what I want to cover is what's happened to us and why are we here right now in the state that we are in right now. Apologies for the fireworks that's going on in the background. So firstly, what we need to understand is that we as Sikhs were given a choice. So Sikhs were 2% of the population of India, but if you look at the sacrifices made for the independence, that was roughly 80% of the sacrifices was given by us. Now, when those sacrifices was made, we were given a choice. It's either going to be, for the independence, it was either Pakistan, India, or another state. However, the leaders at that time chose to be with India because of the promises that was made to us. The promises made by Mahatma Gandhi and Prime Minister Nehru was that we will have our own state in the Federal of India. Now, India, if you look at it as a country, each state runs on its own kind of language. So if you look at Bengal, Bengal can teach Bengali. If you look at Maharashtra, Maharashtra teaches Marathi. In the same way, Punjab was supposed to be teaching Punjabi. So what was one of the first movements that came about? The first movement that came about was Punjabi Suba movement. So the right to teach Punjabi in Punjab. So if you look at Punjab right now, what is the main language that's being taught? It's actually Hindi. So that was one of the first movements that came about, which was in the 1950s. So if you look at the new constitution which was signed states that every single state can have their own language because it's a Republic of India. However, that was not the case for Sikhs, so we were always sold short. So Punjabi is not Punjab's first language. 75% of the water and 70% of the revenue were always sent to other states. So as a state, as a federal state, we should be allowed to dictate our own policies and our own resources. However, that was never the case for Punjab. So when Sikhs started to protest, the first protest that was ever done was always about, can we have the right to speak and teach Punjabi in schools? That was not the case, and it wasn't done. So Prime Minister Nehru just came out and said, you know what, you guys missed the boat. Sikhs feel betrayed, and we refused to sign that constitution because it was no benefit to us. So then, during those protests that was going on, 26,000 Sikhs were arrested in 1960 alone. Apologies for the mic. So the government always had a grudge against the Sikhs, and Punjab was always seen as a way for them to just loot us. So now the government denies Punjab its capital. So each state was supposed to have a capital. However, when we are looking at Punjab right now, the capital of Punjab is what? Chandigarh, but Chandigarh is actually a union territory. Okay, all right, sure. So Chandigarh is actually a union territory which is divided. So Punjab used to be huge back in the day. However, right now, if you're looking at Punjab, it's divided up into Pakistan, then you got Haryana, Himachal, and then you got the little Punjab which is left over. So now, the next resolution that came about was the Anandpur resolution, which was basically 250,000 Sikhs gathered for their social economic demands for Anandpur resolution. This is when Sant Jagga Singh Bhindranwale ji was always trying to tell the Sikhs that under this rule, we have become slaves. Now, when we become slaves, we no longer have the right to vote for what we want. So propaganda always defames Sikhs, and we are always seen as extremists and separatists. Now, when that happens, that's exactly what happened to Sant Jagga Singh Bhindranwale, because it's very easy for a ruler, let's just say, to target one person and make him the face of terror, rather than just go against the whole nation. So that's exactly what's happened to us over time. So June 1984, where we are right now, so this week of June. So India attacked one of our holy places, our home, right? So we are still in the trauma of that, and we're still trying to recover. So there was a bunch of lies which was told. So since 1984, if you look at this, so now there's been a war on Sikhs. 1984 affected all of us. 1984 till now, what has happened? So we've got the farmers which are consistently committing suicides. So visible war on Sikhs. Operation Woodrose was introduced where government told police to arrest, torture and kill Sikh males throughout Punjab. Operation Shuddhikaran was a code to rape Sikh women. Police often rape Sikh women, usually in front of family members. Many committed suicide due to this. Operation Black Thunder 1 and 2 came about. That was the killing of militant Sikhs. Now my father, who was actually born in Punjab, he had a turban. So just because he had a turban, that was enough grounds for them to actually shoot him. So him, as long as my mamaji, they were arrested, kind of prepared to be shot, but luckily they happened to get away. Now, that's happened to a lot of us here. So that was Shuddhikaran. And then Operation Black Thunder come about, so militant Sikhs. So with Operation Black Thunder, if there's like a special law, which was known as Tada, so made Sikhs guilty until proven innocent. So 100,000 Sikhs have just disappeared. There's a website called Insaf. So if you go onto Instagram, you can type it up, type in Insaf, you'll see all of the people that have gone missing from there. So Sidhu Moosewala, as long as Deep Sidhu is also, these people knew this, so which is why when they have reached the pinnacles that they have been reached, they were always fighting for the rights of Punjab. And this is what we continuously should do. So we should often raise our voices, learn our history, so we can come back and actually understand exactly what's happened to us, because there's no point saying we want this and we want this, but however, we don't understand the background of what we have gone through. So that was the visible war on Sikhs, that which we could see. Then there was an invisible war. There's crippling policies, include low investment, high taxes, and low education. How many family members do we know in Punjab that have spent so much money? So most of our family members would have sent money back home. So now some of them have become dentists, some of them become doctors, but there's no jobs available for them. So they're always trying to get out. So some of them are going out towards IELTS and etc. So these crippling policies with low investment, high taxes have literally run Punjab ragged to the ground. So the Sikhs have basically been limited to armed forces, and there's always low prices for crops because Punjab is literally the motherland of farmers. Now, farmers were pushed to take unaffordable loans. Thousands have committed suicide because of this. In 2021 alone, we have seen the Indian government pass 3 laws, which was not in the benefit of farmers, so there was the massive protest which happened, right? So we've just seen that through here. So what happened in the farmers' protest? We saw the media play the game of, oh no, these guys are separatists, these guys are this. We were attacked with barricade when all we're trying to do is protest for our rights. This has happened throughout time. Now, if we understand that how many lives have been lost, just in this farmers' protest alone, there was about 700 plus. So how many times have we protested? How many times have we lost our brothers and sisters due to this? So now Punjab is also flooded with drugs and alcohol shops, to which 75% of our youth are now addicted. Abortion clinics, unrestricted, so female infanticide is one of the highest in the world. All these kills without bullets from that state alone. So the war on Sikhi through propaganda. Peaceful human rights protests were dealt with violently, and Sikhs were often called terrorists. So if you look at every single newspaper that has come out from India right now, especially the news channels, they were always labeling us as terrorists. Any aspect of Sikhi is always discouraged. Punjabi language is always made fun out of, and Hindi is encouraged for progression. Sikhi is malaligned with textbooks. Anti-Sikh groups are often sponsored. Sikh politics are controlled by government, and preaching severely limited to where right now the stat is that 500 plus of our historic grants have gone missing, and they are replacing them. So our future generation do not understand what Gurbani is. So Basil Sikhi just did a video about how there was an organization in California which is just kind of manipulating Gurbani, and they are not even teaching the right Gurbani now. So what are we going to do? How are we going to solve these problems? This is what we have to do as a collective. That's fine. Thank you. So we have a lot of problems which we are facing as a Panth right now. So my brothers and sisters that have gathered here today, we are left with an option. Now, Sidhu Moosewala did not go into politics for his own reputation. He went into politics because he wanted to sort these problems out. He was in Punjab because he knew that if he was in Punjab, that's how he can change the game. So same way here. Now, a lot of Punjabis are here, a lot of Sikhs are here now. So what can we do that can help Punjab? The first thing that we must do is become their voice, right? If we know the truth, if we learn about what the truth is and what has happened to us, that's what will enable us to raise that voice. So Sidhu Moosewala on songs, etc. He was trying to raise the voice through the works of political things as well. So what we need to do is head back to what our gurus have told us. We need to head back to what Sidhu Moosewala's message was towards the end, especially what he was trying to portray in music and what he was trying to do through politics. So with that being said, thank you for giving me your time. It's been a pleasure, and thank you all for coming. I'm going to pass it back over to Bill.